Hello everybody and welcome to a very special Kerbal Space Program, non-Kerbal Space Adventure. This is for you, Mathas. You know who you are. Mathas Gaming has been attempting to fly into space, and although we've been attempting to give him tons and tons of help in the comments, unfortunately, he's still not quite there yet. And I just watched, and I say just watched, like 5 minutes ago, just watched episode 7 of his Kerbal attempts to fly to Kerbal Space, and to get to the moon. And his current strategy is not indifferent to most people's, which is, how many rockets can I fit on this and how much fuel do I need? No, you are bad. You stop that. You don't need that much fuel. You don't need that much rockets. All you're doing is adding weight. But we're going to get to that. And how we're going to get to that is the reason this is very, very special is because we're going to drop in right here. And you guys know me. I usually don't normally start. Usually don't normally start on the front page. I start in the hangar. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because no save games. Vanilla. 100% vanilla. Absolutely. No mods, no nothing. Not a lot of people use mods, especially people who are very new to KSP. And for that reason, me, 4 kilobyte short, I'm going to attempt to fly to the moon without MechJeb. I know, right? So we're going to start new. Player. Well, of course, player is going to be me. 4 kilobyte short, sandbox mode, and start. Alright, so we know we won't have any rockets to build. We have nothing saved. We have nothing good. We just have vanilla parts. Boom, right here. Here we go. This is all we got. Now, we want to go to the moon. We're going to go moon classic style with Jebediah. We know for a fact that there's Jebediah in this pod because we haven't flown anything else. So, to get to the moon, we need a couple of things, including... Are we coming back? Are we coming back? No. We're not coming back, not this time. That's not what the point of this is. So, no dealy bob. But what we can use is, instead of... I know it's in here, it's a vanilla part. Don't screw with me, it's a vanilla part, I know it's in here. Instead of using... It's under command and control, here it is. Avionics package. Avionics package works just as well in space, ugly as it may be, works just as well in space as it does right here on Kerbin. Alright, so we have that and that and that. We need a couple other things, including RCS tanks. We need at least 4 RCS tanks. Gonna do that because this little sucker's just gonna land on the moon. That is all it's going to do. We need a fuel tank, teeny tiny fuel tank, one of these, tiniest of tiny fuel tanks. You know, you'd think that, but honestly, it's not that tiny. We have this fuel tank. What do we got? Liquid fuel 10 versus liquid fuel 90. Oof, no, yeah, we'll keep the 90. Alright, so we're going to be landing this little sucker on the moon. That means we need, boom, one of these. And we need some legs. Legs. Give me legs. Probably need a battery, too. We'll do something with batteries here in a minute. And solar panels and lights. Okay, let's do lights. We need some lights. So 4 lights, 3 lights, 2 lights. 4 lights will be good enough for us. We'll put them right about yo. And this is just in case we land on the dark side of the moon. You never know. You never know. Wow, it's been so long since I built a moon lander. My god. Alright, we need legs. 4 legs. Boom, we got ourselves some legs. Why does this pod look too big to me? Anybody else think that? Anybody else got that in their head that maybe this pod is a little bit on the big side? That's just screaming at me, you know? It actually is screaming at me. This pod is bigger than what you normally make, and I think it's because I used to make moon pods like this, I used to use the Nova Punch Pack, which had that teeny tiny half tank in here, and we don't have that anymore. I don't think we have a half tank anyway. What's this, fuel? Rocco Max radio mounted liquid engine. Oh, that's an option, but we don't need it. Nope. Yep. So yeah, we have no additional fuel tanks. This is the, well, we have this, that thing. That is not a fuel tank. That is a joke. Alright, so from here we need decoupler. Wow, without all my mods, I don't know where the hell anything's at. 1 decoupler. Boink. Alright, so that's our Moon Probe pod thing. Yeah, that's step 3, 5, 8, whatever. Okay, there's that. We put that there. Now I gotta get to the moon. Sans MechJeb. I know, it's some scary shiz, but we're gonna try it. So, without MechJeb, we need to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 nuclear rocket. We won't be going, well, we'll be going, but we won't be going like that. We probably wouldn't even need this much. But remember me, I like to overcompensate even without MechJeb. Have no idea what's going on, but we're gonna try it anyway. That's too big. I apologize for the frame rate. I have gotten it to work a little bit better, but I'm still not 100%. For that reason, you guys have to forgive me. Now, I'm not going to make this complicated. I'm making this for people who don't know how to fly. So, guess what we're not making? That is right. We are not making an asparagus system. It's been so long. I know it's been so long since I made an asparagus, or have not made an asparagus system. Not going to do it. Not today. We need to get up into the orbits. And to get into the orbits, we need... I'm going to use 2 of these. Now, Mathas, if you're paying attention, if you're watching this video, if you happen to stumble upon it because your name is in it or someone throws it at you saying, "Hey Mathas, Jerkwad made this for you." These tanks here, 2 of these tanks equal, or excuse me, 1 of these equals 2 of these equals 2 of these. So it's 1, 2, 4. Make sense? So you don't have to stack like 800 of these and make your rocket all wobbly. You can just stack them like that. And that's all in the numbers here. So you have 360, 440, and 4.5. Then you have 180, 220, 2.25. See what I mean? So very, 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 very helpful. But we need to get this sucker into the space. And to go into the space, everyone's like, "Oh, use it." No. No. We need something looks like... How many do I need? 6, you think? This sucker's gonna be heavy. Heavy, 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 but I do not care. Let's see, what do we got? Might be too many. I hate these things. Everyone else should hate these things too. I hate these things. That's fine. There we go. Bam! Alrighty then, check that out. Isn't that great? That is great. Now we need to stabilize this sucker. Stable, 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 stable. That's 6 for that. 6 for that. And 6 for the center, just to make sure, just to get it rocking and rolling. Boom! Done. This, I have no idea if this is even going to work. Let's see, that's our center rocket, right? Which rocket is that? That is our center rocket. These are our 6... I don't know if we're going to need this one. We might. We might. We'll say yes, we do. That, okay, we need 6 there, we need that there. When that blows, we need this to go off. And then when that blows, we need this to go off. Those are our stages. There we go. So we're going to call this thing the moon arrow. Because it looks like an arrow. It goes to the moon. Now, this thing could not stand up on this one engine. You guys are like, "Oh my god, that thing could not stand up on one engine." No, it couldn't. If you're going to launch a rocket, and even Jeff Major has a problem doing this, slap some of these suckers on there. Makes your life so much easier. It honestly does. I don't know why people don't do it. You're breaking off engines on the launch pad going, "Why did that engine fall off?" It fell off because it's not supposed to carry 20 tons of rocket on top of it. I know, weird, right? Put these clamps on there. You're good to go. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to pause here. This is not going to be a straight run. I am going to pause here because launching may cause a crash and don't want to lose my video. So I'll see you guys right out there on the launch pad, and we'll just get our... No, I'm not. You know what I forgot? Nah, you guys would have caught me. You guys would have said to me, "4K, what are you doing? Being a derp." Forgot me some of these here solar panels. That's right, we need some solar panels. Without some no, not in front of the door. Yeah, you guys know, my watchers know. Anybody who sees this who's not a watcher, go check out the lathe boat. You'll have a fun time with that one. I still do. Alright, so we need some of that, we need some of this. Need to put 4 of these, like so. Boom, look at that. We're all covered in solar panels. Looking good, looking hot, looking sexy. Okay, we're going to get this thing out on our launch pad, and we're going to go up, up, up. So I'll see you guys there. Alright, everybody, here we are on the launch pad. This ship actually takes 66 parts, I think is what it was. So we'll see how that goes for us. Actually, I'm going to cut those engines off. I'm not going to use that center rocket until I have to. So we're just going to go ahead and turn on our flight computer there, and we're going to launch. And we're going to go, 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 go. Now I'm going to do something kind of silly here, and I am actually going to try to force us into a off the beaten path trajectory a little bit to the right. Hopefully that keeps us in that direction towards the 90-degree marker. That way we can keep the center rocket full of liquid fuel, and yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Just a little bit of a tilt, not a huge one. Just one that's large enough to get us where we want. Because these big, big, big engines do not like giving us tilt. Alright, 6,000 coming up. Let's go ahead and start rolling a little bit over. 8,000. Off and throttle up that center engine. There we go. Alright, let's tilt. I'm just going to go ahead and tilt right over to 90 degrees, just like this. Boom. Now I'm going to try to do this in one long, non-cut cut, I guess, non-edited for you guys. Hopefully we'll be able to do it okay. There we go, we crossed the threshold there. If you saw that just for a second, we lost the ability to, our speed evened out and stopped curving on us. Alright, there we go. Alright, looks like our speed's a little bit down, but that is okay, I hope. I hope. Depends on where our apoapsis is. This rocket's a little bit heavy and my thrust-to-weight ratio is not perfect, so we may actually have to tilt back. We will have to see. Alright, lots of silence, I know. Let's see, our apoapsis is at 25,000, and we're staying roughly 23 seconds away from our apoapsis, which is okay, it's decent. We're kind of sliding sideways, but that was because of the initial launch vector and the way this arc is going. And they're actually kind of arcing down a little bit, which I'm not enjoying. So let's bring ourselves back up just a little bit. Just a little bit, so we can keep those numbers up. There we go. Keep it going, little buddy. You can do it. Alright, taking a little bit of time. I think we're a little bit top-heavy, maybe. Yeah, we are a little bit top-heavy. That's okay. That's okay. That's what we have RCS for. Keep our nose up. Apologies, that's my cat. Doing what cats do when you decide to start recording stuff. Yeah. At least it's entertaining, right? That's right. Gotta remain entertaining, absolutely 100%. Alright, we are about to lose this big rocket. That's okay, because we can just do that. Alright, that'll help us out a little bit. RCS off, SAS on. Check out our apoapsis is at 59,000 feet. We'll make it in 1 minute 32 seconds, 60,000 feet. We're going to try to keep that up as high as possible while arcing sideways. This nuclear rocket is not very good for getting into space, but it does go to show that you do not require gigantic rockets in order to get into space. Those big ones that go in those big orange tanks, they're not 100% guaranteed orbital velocity right there. You actually have to adjust. This little thing is actually light enough for this rocket to keep us up here. It might not be the most efficient thing to get into orbit with, but it is one of the easiest and, I guess, less able to crash. So we're just going to kind of keep our nose up. We're going to kind of keep this above our heads. It's staying at about 1 minute. That's great. That's perfect. We will continue to arc sideways and up while this is doing its thing. What's going to happen is when this thing reaches about 100,000 meters, we're going to start tilting over. And we'll show you that here in a minute. But while we're doing that, we're also picking up orbital velocity. 23 to 25. I never remember quite exactly how many. I think it's 23, but 25 for safety purposes. Meters per second will get you into orbit around Kerbal. So there we go for that. Let's go ahead and tilt over just a little bit. That'll actually bring our... Yeah, there we go. So we're at 84,000. Keep going. We're still tilting up a little bit. Not a big fan of that. The avionics package is not 100% when it comes to piloting. Not as much as the SAS unit is. However, it doesn't use... what's the word I'm looking for? Doesn't use RCS to keep yourself straight. I don't know how it works in comparison, but it works in space, and as long as it works in space, I think I'll use it. Where are we at? We are at 97, 98, 99, 100. Kill the engines. Now what we're going to do here is we are going to do our very best. Well, you know what? I did this once before and it worked out okay, so we're actually not going to kill the engines just yet, but we are going to bring ourselves down. We're only at 1,600 meters per second, and this is a nuclear rocket, so we're not going to push our luck when it comes to flying. We're going to bring our nose below our forward velocity, and that should arc us out a little bit better. Yeah, it's going to keep this from going up quite as fast, but it will push us out, which is a good thing. So once we get into orbit, come on. Yeah, nuclear rocket, not 100%, but it helps. Alright, let's see, 1,800 meters per second. So we're pretty safe right now. I could actually kind of kill this. Let's go ahead and take another look really quick. 109,000. 1 minute 36 seconds to get there. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let us kill our engines. Boom, done. And then that's it. Well, wait, I forgot what that was. What, 111? So we will go to 111. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're about to start losing our our upward velocity. But what we will gain is a hyper efficient burn. There we go. So yeah, now we're about to start going back down. Well, ish. I throttled up again, so we may gain a little bit of altitude. That's okay. But what we get here is this right here. You look at that. Look at it go. Boom! Super awesome. Is the moon right on the horizon or is it above us? Actually, it might be right on the horizon. There's an old trick before we had the mapping ability to do burn nodes, where once the moon started to come up above the horizon, you could just burn, like start your burn, and that would be good enough to get you to it. We're not going to do that though. We are absolutely going to make it the way you're supposed to make it. That's like this, but we'll only have a couple of seconds to do it. That's 100,000 meters. We're about to circularize our orbit. Totally awesome. While we're in the map menu, let's just go ahead and do this. Whoop. Let's set as target. Not a requirement, of course, but helpful. And throttle, come on, throttle up. Whoa, hello. One mooner. 245 meters? 245,000 meters. What was that? There we go. 159,000 meters. Let's bring that up a little bit. What we got? 30,000 meters. I like that number. That's a good number. And look at that. We're only 1 minute away. So let's just start our burn now then, shall we? Alley-oop. There we go. Keep ourselves straight right there, right on it, just like that. Now, normally I do a 50-50 burn, but it looks like this is going to take roughly 2 minutes, so this is almost a 50-50 burn on its own. And what that means is you burn 50% of your required burn on one side of your node and 50% of your required burn on the other side of your node. Very complex idea, but actually very simple to implement. You divide this by half, and that's when you start here. It's very simple. Right. Like I said, not the most efficient rocket, or excuse me, absolutely the most efficient burning rocket to get anywhere in the solar system. Going to the moon a little bit on the side of overkill, if only because you really don't need this much efficiency to get to the moon. But when I'm watching people make videos where their sole purpose is to get someplace, and then they take the biggest rocket they can find and they slap it on the biggest fuel tank they can find, and they put the teeny tiniest module on it and say, this is going to get to another planet, I have to laugh. Mostly because I tried that too. And it's basically a return on investment. You are actually pumping in way, way, way too much fuel. So yeah, we are burning towards the moon. There's the moon. Our burn's a little bit more efficient than just waiting for it to come over the horizon. But hey, whatever, we're okay with it. Alright, it takes 32 seconds to get us over there. Now we'll take a look at our map, make sure everything's going okay. Looks like we're doing just fine. Maybe not 100%, but close enough. Yeah, our node's starting to move, but we're not going to. We're that kind of people. Alright, alright, alright. Gonna cut our engines here real super quick. And go. Where are we? 61,000? I'm good for 61,000. Maybe not as good as 30,000, but damn close. So let's just start our going. Zoom. Goodbye, Kerbin. We'll miss you. We're just under half a tank. Totally awesome. And we're heading out to the moon at a very low frame rate. Don't know why 0.19 does that, but it does. Oh, looks like there's an eclipse going on. That's okay. We have lights on here in case we land on the dark side. Might be a possibility. You never know. Alright, coming towards the moon. We might be captured here pretty quick, if not already. Okay, we got a couple more seconds. As soon as we get captured, we're going to do our deorbit maneuvers. Oh, you know what we have? Going on? We have this. Let's get rid of that. Boom, done. And done. Look at that. That's a tight fit, but we're actually going pretty slow to begin with. Let's drop ourselves a maneuver node and slow our happy butts down. That's close enough for jazz. Now we want to turn that off, and we want to roll. So let's go ahead and roll. We want to roll which direction? We want to roll towards, there it is, towards the moon. Here we go. So we want to go to this little blue dot once again. This little blue dot. There you go. Turn on that. I'll keep it stable and go, go, go. Alright, 30 minutes. 12 minutes. Yep, we're getting into the moon's orbital gravitational pulley with majizzards. Alright, this isn't going to take very long at all, so let's just go ahead and let it speed up a little bit. And that's 30 seconds, close enough, and throttle up. Let me just sit here like this for a minute. You know what, we have enough fuel. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think we're not even going to get into orbit. We're just going to stop right here and come straight down. Yep. We're just going to stop right here and come straight down because I feel like landing close to the dark side of the moon. We have twilight going on, and I'm okay with that. So that's orbit right there, done. So let's go to our map and get rid of that. Now we're just going to keep burning down, 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 down until this reaches roughly 0. And there's a reason for that. We have our lights on our ship, and it's actually easier to land with your lights on than it is to use your shadow, depending. It really depends. We're going to go ahead and give it a shot. And we have a ton of fuel left in this big old tank. As a matter of fact, we could almost probably reverse our orbit entirely, but we're not going to go that far. Alright, 200 meters per second. Now, I was saying a little bit ago that if you guys, well, not exactly a little bit ago, tell you the truth, I tried this once before and had a game issue, or a Windows issue that caused a game issue. But what I was saying before is this is not a 100% way to do this. I'm not using MechJeb or any mods at all. These are all stock parts, but I will tell you that this is not as hardcore as you can get. Scott Manley was kind enough to do a video where he did 100% moon flight and landing from the launch pad to the moon and landed without leaving the cockpit. Not 1 minute did he leave that cockpit, and he was able to do this whole thing, and it doesn't even have as much data as this, like, out here does. It has a nav ball and the speed, and that's it. He doesn't even know how high he is off the ground. He was just guessing based off, like, the horizon and things like that. So that's hardcore. I'm not that hardcore, thank you. But Scott is, and I urge you all to check out that video if you're curious about how badass you can get in this game. I mean, if you're like that. Alright, so we just want to get this little X right here on top of this little white dot. That's basically straight up and down, which is wonderful. Tons of fuel left in this big old tank, which is great. We're going to use it for a couple of things, including our landing. So we're going to go ahead and bring it down. Where's the sun? Sun's right over there. Perfect. Look at that. Right on the solar panel, which means we can turn on our lights without too much problems. Let's see, actually. Let's turn on our lights. Yeah, it looks like our lights are powered by our solar panels just fine. No trouble there. Let's go ahead and bring it on down. Actually, is that true? Just make sure. Yeah, you just got to make sure that your solar panels are working for what they're supposed to be working. Now, we're at 50,000 meters, but that's sea level. And we're probably not going to be landing at sea level. We're probably going to be landing on a hill, which means we're not 100% on where our sea level is at. We are at 20,000 meters at 200 meters per second. Let's go ahead and speed that up really quick. Or slow ourselves down, excuse me. There we go. And we'll just keep the speed a little low so that we can just kind of burst ourselves, you know. You just burst up a little bit, make your speed go down so you don't have to worry about crashing into the planet so quickly. So we'll say, what, 100, maybe 75 meters per second? Yeah, 75 meters per second, and we'll just drop again. Not the same as a suicide burn, I don't think, but close. Okay, we're at 17,000. And at 173 meters per second, let's go ahead and slow ourselves down again. Looks like we're moving a little bit sideways, 50 meters per second. Let's go ahead and bring it down. Okay, we're getting pretty close to the ground now. You can start to see some definition. It says we're at 8,000 meters. Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and straighten this thing out because it's not 100%. Alright. 7,000 meters. Now, I don't know how low we are to the ground. That's actually a very important thing to know. Unfortunately, we have so much fuel in this tank, I'm wary to drop it, but at the same time, at only 6,000 meters, it's kind of a choice that I gotta make. So let's actually go ahead and bring ourselves down to 5,000. Okay, we can no longer go any higher than 1 times speed. That's fine. 4,000 meters. I think I'll drop it now. Let's go ahead and slow ourselves down, use as much of this fuel as we can. And we'll drop ourselves really, really low on our speed, almost down to 0. Alrighty, here we go. Kill that engine and drop. Now I want to go ahead and gear down really quick. We're going to use this kind of like a way to see ourselves. We're going to see how far we are from the ground is what we're using this for. So those things are going to drop basically as fast as we are, but we're going to slow ourselves down a little bit. Let them drop a little bit faster. We're at 2,000 meters. Now when those things hit the ground, that's going to tell us how far we are from the ground. Hopefully. Since we don't have shadow anymore. So we have 100, 200 meters. There's 2 of them, so it's hard to tell the difference. Oh. So we're about 500 meters from the ground. So we're actually on a very tall hill, aren't we? That's fine. We'll deal with that. Okay, we're coming down at about 13 meters per second. You really don't want to drop any faster, or when you don't want to hit the ground any faster than about 2 or 3 meters per second. Anything faster than that, you're gonna smash really hard. So there are our lights, our wonderful, wonderful lights. Okay, that centers us out a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to start fighting it. That's what I do at this range. Alright, bad time to lag, game. Bad time to lag. Whoop. Gave it too much thrust. We hop back up. Alright, coming down. Nice and clean. Okay, that's about 4.6 meters per second. That's fine. We're okay with that. Oh, a little hard. Landed a little hard, but we did land. And there it is. 1 touchdown on the moon. Our lights are a little shallow. Since our lights are a little shallow, not as cool looking, but they do really, really help when it comes to landing on the moon. Now, we didn't bring anything to go back to Kerbin with. Could, with this much fuel. Absolutely could. But what we did do is we brought Bill with us this time. I guess when I had to end the flight with Jebediah, unfortunately, it ended the flight with Jebediah. So we have Bill Kerman with us. So Bill's going to EVA. Billy boy. That's what the EVA does. EVA lets you get out. It lets you get out in orbit and anywhere else you want to go. And what you do is, well, in this case, we're going to have to let go and hope for the best because he is going to hit that clamp and then hit the ground. But gravity's so low, it doesn't really hurt him too much. Alright. Oh, look how happy Bill is. And we just hit R for your RCS jets, and you can do things like this. Yeah. So there it is. We are on the moon. So that is how you can build a moon rocket. 1, 2, 3. Super simple using stock parts. You don't have to build it exactly like I did. There's actually thousands of ways you can put it together. Absolutely 100%. So, Mathas Gaming, and anybody else out there in the world who wants to take a look at a video and say, how the hell do I get to the moon? I say absolutely go see Scott Manley first. He is the man, and I don't mean that as a pun. He is honestly the man when it comes to flying in Kerbal Space Program. But if you want something that isn't so awesome, maybe something a little bit more generic, here you go. 1 Kerbal Space Program. And I think the moon... Is the sun going down? Yep, sun's going down, so we won't be able to see a sunrise here on the moon. Only a sunset. So, once again, I would like to thank you all for joining me for Kilobyte Short, pardon me, Bill Kerman, and the moon on this Kerbal Space Program. I guess you can kind of call it a let's learn, let's have fun, let's teach Mathas a lesson, maybe? Anyway, thank you for dealing with it, thank you for watching it, and I will see you next video.